Hey folks, Gar here. Wanted to give you a quick update today on the 75 gallon and the RedSea 625. I've officially converted over. The 75 gallon is shut down. It is sitting in the corner here. I'll show you a few pics of that as I talk. It's powered off and drained. Kind of started from left to right, or right to left, breaking it down, removing corals. I did frag a few, and I got pretty much everything that I wanted out of it and put into the 625. There was a few corals that had, kind of gotten out of control in the 75, so I really didn't want everything that I had, but I did take pieces of them and move them over because, kind of like a tribute to the beginning. Actually one piece is quite large. I'll show you that piece. And it grew, it like doubled, it jumped and doubled in the 75. So I got to keep an eye on that one. But yeah, it's down, kind of bittersweet. I learned a lot with that aquarium. I I think I had a 55 before that, and moved to 55 with no sump to the 75 with the sump. I learned a lot with that thing. I really, it's kind of sad to shut it down, but it's time to finish this upgrade and move on. So I got some glare in my glasses here. It's kind of annoying me. But there it is right there, actually. You can see. There she is. All empty and quiet and dark. I wanted to give you an update on that, and we'll talk about the new aquarium. So let's take a look at it. So here's the RedSea. I picked up a couple of new fish. I picked up a mystery wrasse. Sometimes she is hard to find. There she is right there, if you can see her. Right there, very tiny. I think I mentioned the cleaner wrasse in a previous video. And I picked up a rocket, a bullet goby. I say rocket. A bullet goby, who is doing his, there he is right there. He is doing a pretty good job of spraying, like that rock right there is covered. So every now and again I got to go around and clean things up. But here are the hammers. I got 3 hammers. I don't really like that arrangement there, so I'm probably going to rearrange that. Here are my torches. Got a neon branching, I think that is, and an endo. Some various mushrooms. I think those are some scrambled egg zolas and some bam bams. A couple of akins down here that are really pretty. Some Recordia mushrooms, Florida, and I think that one there to the right of it is a beast mushroom, not sure. And then some various zoanthids over here. This is the mushrooms that I was telling you that I brought over from the other aquarium. It is, it's pretty big. When these mushrooms open up, they're bigger than my hand each. Right now they're not opened up all that great, but I think I had them on like I said, they jumped to another rock, and there's much more room to open up on that other rock, so I don't think that these actually open up as much. Let me circle back over here. I've got an anemone that has opened up way more in this aquarium than in the 75, to be honest. And then back there in the back is a Aussie leather, I think. That little orange thing there is a Lepistrea, I believe. That was like a mystery frag on one of my kits, or one of my sets that I got. Sorry, I got some algae there I need to clean up. But overall, things look really great in the aquarium. I'm really happy with it. sorry with the camera work. So now I am building on this. There's actually a couple more things there. So Christmas trees. It's hard to see there. There he is. That is a Christmas tree. Is that fast tree, I think? And on the other side is a stylo. I kind of hope those end up. Growing over to the wall, onto the wall there. There's the fast tree or stylo, I think. Anyway, correct me if I'm wrong. I know I am. Anyway, this is what we're working with now. This is what I'm focused on. I kind of let the 75 just run on its own there toward the end. Cleaned it up best I could for the next owner. Hopefully somebody will want that. It's a good setup, and you know, I'll miss it, but hey, I got this to work on now. Also got the auto water change running, and it is fantastic. It literally just shut off as I said that. But it runs, it draws 53 mils out and puts in 53 mils of new salt water every 10 minutes for a total of 2 gallons per day. That's been running for about a week now. So, you know, it's less than 10%, but I think over time it'll be, you know, quite effective and better. You know, I would, on the 75, I would go without water changes for a bit and then just do bigger water changes, but this will be more slow and steady, and I think will help with stability. Other notes, I got the skimmer running. It does a pretty good job, I think. I let it run for a few days without any adjustment whatsoever, and you know, just gave it some break-in time, and it seems to be doing pretty well. The first batch of skim that I pulled out of that was absolutely disgusting. It was making me gag. You know, I'd run this without any filtration for several months, and then you know, I installed the reef mat, which is running pretty good here. I had a friend of mine 3D print, you can see it right there, a adapter to raise it up out of the water. But if you saw one of my previous videos, this thing was eating through the fleece. But now that I've got this reef mat running for a bit and the skimmer running, seems to be going through less fleece. So I think as I get this thing cleaned up, it'll be more and more conservative as time goes on. I think the next thing I'm going to do is get the par meter from Bulk Reef Supply. You know, that you have the option of returning it for a $100 restocking fee, but I'll probably end up just keeping it. That's kind of the way that's my MO. Just buy stuff so that I'll have it in the future. So I will, before I get some new corals, I'm going to use the par meter to measure different spots in the aquarium, and then I think I'm going to do a base coral stocking of the aquarium, get the base corals in, and then as time goes on, fill in with you know, with corals that catch my eye as time goes on. So thanks for joining, and I'll see you in the next video.